Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Hi, lemons. Oh, that's okay. Oh, you did, Deborah. Thanks. Welcome in, everybody. If you could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost, and that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch. Hi, Gardening Vixen. Hi, Feral Goblin. I did have a good week. How about you guys? Hi, Lily. Hi, Ape. How are you? Hi, Wilkins. Hi, Kim. Hi, GeoBoss. How's it going? Hi, Monique. Welcome in. That's so funny, Robin. Matt said he wanted to get Gouda cheese tonight, too. Happy weekend, Jennifer. Hi, Kim. Hi, James. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Justin. Hi, Ivan. Happy Friday. I've never had Gouda cheese cubes, and that sounds really good. Like in cube form. I would love Gouda cheese curds. I don't even know if you can curd Gouda. I don't know that much about cheese making, but... Hi, Springtrap. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome to the porch. And if you are new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep better. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Hi, Twana. I do write and record all of these stories myself, so if you would like to listen to them whenever you want, they are all available on my YT channel as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Good for you, Hall. You've done something every animal in the world does. Neato. Proud of you. Hi, Mary. Welcome in. Hi, Rabbit Hole. Hi, Doctor Who. Nice to see you over here. Hi, Ashley. Hey, Amanda. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. I know, Rabbit Hole. I can't wait. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Shells. Happy Friday. Oh my gosh, Kim, how's the powwow going? Hi, Mary. I bet it's so fun. You should post some pictures in the Discord. I would love to see it. I get like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't want to say like high, but like when I hear Indigenous singing, it's like, I don't know, it takes me back to like a past life thing, and it makes me almost cry, and it makes me feel like I don't know how to explain it. It makes me feel like I go out of my body. Yeah. And like like when they sing really high, I don't want to mimic it and be disrespectful because I don't know much about but I will tell you that there's something about the Indigenous singing, especially at like powwows where they do that high singing. It's almost a wailing, crying singing that literally makes me feel all kinds of things. It's beautiful. It's incredible. I can't imagine being in a place where that's happening at such a large scale. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine. I don't even know I don't know what that singing's called. Is it chanting or like a wailing? But it is incredibly emotionally invoking, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And it makes me feel like, it makes me feel like I'm out of my body, and it makes me feel just all kinds of things. It makes me almost want to cry. It's just really something else. No, not the throat singing. That's why I wanted to ask what it's called. It's not the throat singing. It's like a lot of the men do it. And it's like the higher pitch wailing singing, like almost a crying singing. It's beautiful. You're at the food court area with lots of people. That's so cool. Yeah, it's just singing. Yeah, right? It's just singing. It's just dobro, it's chanting. Yeah, Doctor Who, for sure. I actually had a past life reading once who told me that. Yeah, Kim, that's why I asked. I just didn't know if it had a special name or if it's just called singing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be respectful, but I just call it singing. But I know there's throat singing, which is different, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the beautiful, it's like from their soul singing, that it just takes me to a different place. I can't even. And Kim seems to know what I'm talking about too. There's a couple people in the chat that seem to express that they feel the same way. It's something different than other music. It's like, no, Gardening Vixen, it's like it's just a powerful motion. It's not really even sadness. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel so connected to the universe and the earth when I hear that music. And the wooden flute. I follow this guy who plays the wooden flute on TikTok, and he's incredible. You've heard it all your life. You know that feeling. Okay, I wasn't sure, Kim, if that's just because, you know what I mean? I'm not used to it. And so it's really, but it feels magical to me. It feels like it's a special frequency or something, you know? I don't know. It's very special, and I really think that would be so cool. So if you want to post stuff from the powwow, I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I would love to see it. If there's a powwow this weekend, I'm going to try to catch some people that are live at it, because I caught a powwow live last powwow season, and it was really cool. Okay, Robin. Oh my God, thank you. Ears of Steam. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Hi, Skrilla. Hi, Crown Royal. Hi, Yessie. Hi, President. Hi, Bat. Hi, Mary. Hi, Heather. Hi, Rochelle. I bet it is fun when you sing it. With the constellation on my chest. No, Peter, I'll have to check it out. I'll definitely check it out. Wait, you went live? Flute music isn't from your region. And what region are you in, Kim? Because I do know that, yeah, the flute is more out in like the southwest, correct? Or the northwest? Yeah, that's what I thought. Southwest was flute. Yeah, because the guy I follow who plays the flute, I believe he lives in, where does he live? Yeah, I think he lives near the Grand Canyon. Okay, they don't, Deborah. Okay, yeah. I think he lives in southwest. But he's incredibly talented at it. Oh, that's so cool, Peter. I'll have to check it out. Southwest is flute. Sweet. Thank you. Grand entry at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Will you be live? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And which I didn't catch your answer. Which region are you from? Gardening Vixen, you know what I mean. Okay, cool. Because I feel like it gets me almost like high. But like not like that. Not like in a dry, like it makes me feel human and so incredibly touched. I don't know. I don't think I can put it in words correctly. But it makes me feel something different than anything else. Yeah. In New Zealand. Cool. Yeah, Deborah. There's a powwow at the park I actually took you guys to, on the other side, like further away from it. There's a powwow every year for the woodland indigenous tribes. They meet up here. I've always wanted to go, but I wasn't really sure, like, if I'm allowed. Northern Montana. Oh, cool. Montana. That's one of the states I've never been to. How cool. I'm close to Canada too. I'm 40 miles south of Canada too, Kim. Just a different part than you. Did they already have it? You know what? I'm not sure. I think it's in August. Because I remember during the lockdown, I was spending a lot of time down at that park, looking for cool crystals and rocks and stuff like that. And I found lots of, because I'm an expert in lithic technology, so I found lots of native flakings, workings, tools, that kind of thing. And I was like, wow. So I looked up the area a little bit more and found out that they have a powwow there every year. And it was a special place to them. And so it's a few miles down the river from where I took you guys on Wednesday. Because remember I told you guys that trail is right there. And so I think I remember when I looked it up a couple of years ago during the lockdown, I think it was in August. That's so cool. I also follow Notorious Cree. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He does the special, like the hoop dancing, and he's of the Cree tribe, and he's awesome. It's really neat learning from him. He's actually how I learned about throat singing, because there's a girl who's also a content creator that does throat singing with her mom, and she did like collabs with him a few times. He's a friend of my friend. Is he? Yeah. He just seems really cool. And he was the first actually indigenous creator I ever followed. And I felt just like he was so educational. I was like, I feel so lucky that he's sharing this with us. This is really interesting, and I really like to know it. Hi, Y2K. Yeah, Quebec, yep. And he's feisty too, which I like. He's not passive. He says what he thinks, and he's very open about things he protests and stuff, and I really respect that. But my favorite indigenous guy that I follow is, I have a little bit of a crush on. He's my goodness, he's a fine, fine man. Ahokata Nations powwow in Oklahoma. Cool. I know. Y2K, I've been live every night. Where you been? Yeah, he's just a fine man. That's it. He's just a fine man. It's pentatonic. Interesting, Doctor Who. That might explain it. Dennis, thank you for the cool star. Deborah, do you know who I'm talking about? He doesn't play flute or do hoop dancing. He's just hot and funny. I knew you knew who I'm talking about. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. He's, my goodness. And and I don't even like long hair. And I'm like, why do they look so good? Like, what is happening? Have you ever watched his live when his dog's on her period? It's the funniest thing in the world. It's the funniest. His dog was just on her period like the week before last, and like he tries to chase her around the house, put diapers. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. He's so funny. Right, Court? Yeah. Working in an office. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Y2K, I get that. What time zone are you in? You missed that? Well, just wait, Deborah, because she has her period every month, so just wait. Wilkins, no, not Hawaiian. Are you talking about the Hawaiian Angela was talking? The Hawaiian, we were talking about that one night. He was Samoan, and that was my friend Angela's ex-boyfriend. Oh, you're from Singapore. Oh, yeah, that's right, Y2K, I forgot. You're from Singapore. I'm glad to see you again. Or so are you sneaking, watching at work? Court, you know what's funny is, it's funny you picked up that. I've been tired all day, and I literally took a long-ass nap, and I never nap, and I have no idea why. I have been extra tired all day for no reason. I think it's because, well, it's not no reason. My brother was in town, and I usually sleep in a lot later, but I actually had my brother in town, and then I had 2 appointments this week, which it all fell in the same week. So I was up very early for my schedule, and then I stayed up. I didn't go back to sleep or anything. So I think it just caught up to me. But I did get lots of sleep today. I took a 2-hour nap. So I just sound tired because I've been kind of groggy all day. Yeah, I've just had a long week. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing great. I'm just, it's been a long week. A good long week. Just long week. Hi, Jose. All right, guys. How many hours do I sleep? Not very many. Not very many. Probably about 4. Sometimes 5. Oh, thanks, Wilkins. Oh, yeah, thanks, Court. You're clearly an intuitive. Okay, Viola, feel free to write your requests in the chat in all capital letters, and I will write them down, and we will vote. Happy Friday! I'm definitely tired because I just read Fresno Nightcrawlers as Fresno Nightclub. Logs? Wilkins, I'm not sure what you're referring to. I do have wait, logs? What kind of logs? Tree logs? Because I have a story about ancestors, but it doesn't have anything to do with logs. So I'm trying to think, you might be mixing 2 together. So I'm trying to, what kind of logs? A logbook or a tree trunk? That's okay, Laura. It happens to a lot of people this week. Thank you, Leo and Lucy, for the corgi. Amanda, thanks for the s'mores. Heather, thanks for the cozy cryptids. Amanda, thanks for the cozy cryptids. Hi, Callie girl. Thanks for the cozy cryptids. Danny, thanks for the populars and the cozy cryptids. Deborah, thanks for the TGIF. And the kudos for my star. I'm just catching up because I was writing down your requests. Hi, Aqua. Oh, logbook. Okay, that's the names in the logbook. They're not ancestors. Those are two different stories, but I kind of thought that's what you meant. The names in the logbook were about the Appalachian Trail hikers, and the ancestors story is about going to South Carolina and looking up my family tree. So let me know which one you're talking about. Eric said Lincoln Logs. Yeah, Laura, it's not just you. The repost button's been disappearing for a lot of people, including myself, so don't worry about it. But thank you for trying. Wilkins, yes, kind of, with AI, but yes. Yeah, I know, Eric. Thanks, Kim. Voodoo Daddy, that one's called Winter and Whispering Pines, but everybody calls it The Mad Scientist. I didn't do a very good job of titling my older stories when I first started out, so the Porch Pals kind of gave them their own names, and I do like The Mad Scientist better than Winter and Whispering Pines, but I learned my lesson. I'm a news reporter initially, and we never had to title our stories. The names in the logbook is the Rain Crow Shelter, Mary, yes. And see, I named it The Names in the Logbook. That's the official title, but everybody calls it Rain Crow Shelter. So I should have named it that, but hindsight's 2020. That's why I made the list on Discord and Lovely helped make it, because that shows you guys the official titles, so you guys don't get confused and you can go, oh, it's this one. But I know what you guys mean when you say Rain Crow Shelter. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be use the right title. Were you, Viola? My family founded South Carolina, which is not really a brag, to be honest, if you know the history of our country, but it is what it is. I have 5 governors of South Carolina in my ancestors, and they were the first 5. It's so weird. Justin says, I call it the German hot chocolate. That's funny. Eightfinity, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Thank you, Justin, for sharing the Discord link. If anybody wants to join us over there, it's fun. Hi, Priscilla. Yeah, that's a good call, Cassie. That's a good point. Oh, Lorelai, it's just the man in the red coat. So that's good enough. That's all you have to do. I'll write it down. Yes, Wilkinson. Yeah, Wilkins. We just call it the Mothman story, but the real title is The Detour. I titled them books when I should have just titled them the Mothman. But when I started making these stories, I never had any plans of reading them live where people would need to request the titles. Does that make sense? I didn't title them for ease of recalling for requests. You know what I mean? So I've learned my lesson. Like the Chupacabra story, it's called The Tale of the Chupacabra. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the first poll. Thank you for all your requests. And if you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit the share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And it puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch. And I'll be right back with the first poll for us to vote. Gardening Vixen, I love you. I love how you're so, I love you. You're so cute. I was remiss in charging my phone. I won't be here long. I won't be long here, unfortunately. I love it. You talk like Jane Austen, and it makes me really happy. It reminds me of my past life. Well, ATY, since I just said that we're about to vote on a poll, I would assume that the story would probably be after we vote in the poll for the story. Makes sense, right? Yes, Nate. Oh my God, Fowz is back. Fowz is back. Hi, Fowz. We were actually just talking about you at another live and how we hoped you'd come back tonight. Hi, Fowz. We have code word tonight, guys. Always patient, even they assume me crazy. Welcome back, friend. We're happy you're here. And you still didn't follow me, which means you typed in my name to come back, which is even cooler. It's even cooler. You typed in my name to find me and come back. And I'm not kidding, Fowz. Matt and I literally, Matt said in Lemon's live like an hour and a half ago, he was like, I hope that Fowz guy comes back. Fowz guy or girl, he's like, comes back tonight because the code words were really fun. I'm not even kidding. We're legit happy you're here. So thank you for coming back. I'm so excited. Like literally, guys, how much did we talk about Fowz after they left? We were like, man, we're sad they left. So thanks for coming back. Somebody invite Matt so Matt can know that he's here. Or Fowz is here. I don't know if Fowz is a guy or girl. But hi, Sam. Somebody invite Matt so he knows because he's going to be excited. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, B.A. Cole. Yeah, B.A. Cole, it definitely does. I'm not really sure why that is, but it's definitely better audio-wise over here. But what's weird is like once the recording is posted to my YT of the live, it sounds the same. So I think it's something with the third-party streaming because it has to like stream through something. Does that make sense? I think it's a relay thing. Hi, voices. Okay, you guys, the first poll is ready. We have Route 666. Of course, I remember Cold Sunshine. It's so funny. He was like so funny. If anybody sees Fowls, any of my mods, if Fowls type something in the chat, pin it, please. We're hanging on every word. Where did Mary say, remember Cold Sunshine? Like, of course I did. I thought about it afterwards. I was like, man, Cold Sunshine sounds really nice, actually. Right here. Mary said, remember Cold Sunshine? Of course I do. Of course, Voodoo Daddy. Mama, the first story I ever wrote? God, I don't know. You mean for porch lore or ever? Wilkins said, say hi to Robin. Yeah, and Boo Boo. Yep, see? You left a mark on us, Fowls. Look how many people are quoting you. Boo Boo. Storm Strokers and a wind sandwich. The wind sandwich was my favorite. Hey, Kim. Oh, Bonnie. Fowls came in and was using code words in the chat last night, and it was the most random stuff, and we turned it into a game, and it was really fun. And that's all, like, we don't really know, but it gets the people going. Nobody knows what it means. Oh, B.A. Cole. You know what's funny is that one is a reworking of an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. And that one scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Gusty Gouda. Okay, but it's provocative. Exactly. Thank you, Gardening Vixen. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, ready? Route 666. Lubbock Lights. Hanked Blue. The Fresno Nightcrawlers. And Eliza Crawford's Ghost. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. It's 2 minutes long. Who's it gonna be? Okay, Laura, I'll write that down. Hi, Beefaroni. I like your name. Hi, Use Your Sense. I like your name. Hi, Sav. I didn't see you down there. Hi, Madam Purple. I didn't see you down there. Hey, they. Hi, Annette. Hi, Tequila. Hi, Squeaks. Hello, Freya. You wouldn't happen to be the Freya that I was friends with thousands of years ago, were you? Hi, Yule. Hi, Desiree. Hi, Tater Tot. Hi, Allison. Hi, Cats and Coffee. Cats and Coffee. I was just going through my story recommendations because I saved all of the email recommendations people sent me on a file, and then I go through and I read the stories when I have a chance because there's a lot of stories to read and it takes a while. So I just reread yours and I'm gonna need to read it again. It was very cool. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Barbles. All right, you guys, the winner of the poll is the Lubbock Lights. Yeah, Cats and Coffee, your story was awesome. I really was like, so I'm going to go back and give it a second read and probably do something with that because that was really cool. So I just wanted to let you know that I do process your guys' emails and take them in. Even if it's like months since you suggested something, that doesn't mean I'm not going to cover it. I just do one once a week. So it takes a while. And sometimes when it's something I don't know that much about, I have to research it for a while before, because I want to know what I'm talking about, you know? So I just wanted you to know, Cats and Coffee, thank you. Thanks for the emails. Justin, kind of, actually. It pertained to cats to an extent. Are you talking about Freya, Peter? All right, the winner is the Lubbock Lights. Beefaroni, that's where I grew up. In the foothills, and half my stories are about it. I'd love for you to share any, because I'm not claiming to know them all. I'd like to hear any. Yes, Freya, I'm surprised, or Peter, I'm surprised you know who Freya is. I'm surprised you got my joke. Bravo. Because that was a very, very old school joke that I don't think anybody else got. So I'm impressed, Peter. Thank you for getting that joke. All right, guys, I'll be right back. It's the Lubbock Lights. Buckle up, we're going to Texas. Fun fact, Freya is also who they named Friday after. Same, Peter, same. You got my joke. I'm so impressed. Nobody ever gets my those kinds of jokes because I'm so weird. So thanks. You're as weird as me. Hi, Jen. All right, while I'm pulling up Lubbock Lights, if you guys could just hit that share arrow. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little yellow circle, and it has two arrows chasing each other, and it says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch, and it brings in cool people instead of trolls. So I appreciate it. Also, thanks to everybody who's tapping, and thank you for sharing to your friends and your stories. Also, Dennis and Heidi. Thanks, Heidi, for the sun, and Dennis, thank you for the cute party hat. Hello, user KJ or KG. Also, this story that just won the poll will not be found under the Bedtime Stories playlist. If you look for it, it will be under the Unexplained series playlist. I do have a separate series called the Unexplained series. They are usually about 30-minute episodes of actually documented unexplained phenomenon with like pictures and CIA documents and like almost Y-file style. And I cover it like a reporter, and I am on camera and I talk about the incident and I go into depth. It's not the bedtime story style, but they are still relaxing and easy to fall asleep to. So if you guys go to my page looking for the Lubbock Lights story or a couple, I usually will point out to you guys which ones are unexplained, but you can also usually tell because they are not told in first person. I am not in them. I am telling you about them as facts instead of as an immersive. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to let you guys know that this one is actually something that happened. And it is a declassified CIA document from Project Blue Book. So just wanted to let you guys know. Be right back. Thank you, Miguel. I appreciate it. Welcome to the porch. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep a little better. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself. Hi, Dallas. And you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Grab a beanbag chair. Hi, Ayakona. Welcome back. Nice to see you again. Hi, Karen. Welcome to the porch. Everybody welcome Karen to the porch. Grab a beanbag chair. Grab a hammock. Sit back. Check out the shooting stars. Happy Friday. And welcome to the porch. I will be right back with the tale of the Lubbock Lights. Well, Karen, you found yourself in an amazing community. The Porch Pals are literally like, I could have never expected to find such a family type of community on TikTok. So your FYP puts you in the right place because these people are wonderful. So welcome in. Aw, thanks, Jamie. Justin, thanks for the cozy cryptids. And Sherry, thank you. Lovely. Hi, Honey Bun. Thanks for the rose. Hi, Seabass. Welcome back. Heidi, thanks for the cozy cryptids. Oh my gosh. Jamie, you know I love that little stingray. He's so cute. His face. I mean it, Wilkins. This community is more than I ever expected when I started Porch Lore. It's been an incredible surprise and delight and joy for me. Hey, Scarlett. Thank you, Wilkins. Plus, I feel like when you hang out with people every single night, you know, you guys come in here to unwind after who even knows what happened. Like, you could have a terrible day, you could have a great day. We celebrate our ups and downs with each other in here every night. And I feel like it's kind of a place where people can come and just be themselves without their family judging or expecting who they were supposed to be, and without them having to put on a show or, you know, a mask or anything. It's kind of like we all just come here to be ourselves and unload and relax. And it's kind of a wonderful thing, because when you make it a routine and we start coming every night, we do get really close, because we've all been through a lot of things at this point together. You know what I mean? Like, we've had several people in here have major losses and come in that night and tell us, which I believe is a reflection of how much our community means to people, because Mackenzie lost her husband last week and came in that night and has spent every single night here since. And that, to me, is a testament to how much you guys mean to all of us. Yeah, we all cried with her. I couldn't believe it. She came in right after and said, I don't even know how to process this, you guys. He just died. And so we have been helping her through it. And James lost his brother a few months ago and came right in the same way. And yeah, we've had a lot of people go through. We had a couple divorces, and just so we have once, it's much more than I ever expected when I joined TikTok. I didn't think TikTok was, I thought it was like tweens dancing. I'm not gonna lie. So yes, I'm sure Mackenzie will be here soon. She's come every night since. I think she needs a distraction, and we love her. So yep, Matt lost his mom. Michelle had a heartbreak. Yep. Anthony lost his mom. Oh, Voodoo, I'm so glad. And you just found us, and you already are like, feeling like this is a place that you can relax. Laura, I'm so glad. Welcome in. Hi, Langley. How you doing, cutie? Your father-in-law fell in a fire pit last night, James? Holy shit. Is he okay? And the movie twitches, Cassie. Tweens are like, you know what I mean. They're not like teenagers who are like doing it. Tweens are like awkward. That's why I specify tween, because they're, the ones dancing with no rhythm. And they're like 13-year-olds are tweens. Like 12-year-olds. 17-year-olds are not tweens. You know what I mean? Once you get a car, you're not a tween anymore. Oh, I'm so glad, Barbles. Oh no, Fletcher. Fletcher. How old was he? And what was him or her's name? I'm so sorry. He's stable. Okay, good. Rest in peace, little turtle. Little turtle. And yeah, life is hard. It's such a nice place to come to, Shells. I agree. Because life isn't always... But the thing is it's not even the bad stuff. People come in here and celebrate all kinds of stuff. Getting jobs, having grandkids, having kids. We've had a lot of people come in and celebrate great stuff. So it's both. Okay, guys, be right back with the public lights. Wait, a wedding? Yeah, Justin. Joanne talked to you on your birthday. That was like the best. Honestly, I'm never going to get over it. Like full-blown sentences and jokes. And we were like, wait, what? Who got married? What's the a-hole button? Bryce, thank you for the corgis. Matt, guess who's here? Well, I don't even know if it's still here. Fouz. Fouz is here, and Fouz is already throwing out cool code words. I don't know if Fouz is still here. Fouz, are you still here? Because I can't even invite you because you won't be my friend. And my favorite part is that they didn't even follow me. They just typed in my name again to come back tonight. I know, see? I told you, Fouz, I told him, I was like, Matt and I were talking about you earlier today, and we wanted you to come in so badly. And now I don't think he's here anymore. I think he left. Oh, no. Fouz, come back. Give us more code words. He already gave codes, Matt, but I already forgot what it was. Something like, I don't know. It was something cryptic and cool. It was like, you need to scroll up and look. It was like something like, they think I'm I don't know. Does anybody remember what he said? He was like, they think I'm old, but I don't know. It was very prophetic. Hi, Juris. Yes, shells. And I never realized that until recently. And like, this is something I didn't really realize that I needed, to be honest. Yeah, Wilkins, that's the point. Somebody in their lives didn't, so I will. And then maybe they won't, maybe they'll be our friend. Oh yeah, they said something patient, though they think I'm crazy. It was something, yeah, something about people thinking they were crazy. I was like, we don't think you're crazy, we love you. Hi, Melinda. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Lubbock Lights. Misty, it really is. It really is. All my friends live far away and we're all busy, and like it's literally like legit. Gloss said I like that. A melding time. I like that a lot. Hi, Brooke. Yeah, I know. Nobody ever votes for it. I put it on the poll a lot, though. It's from the Unexplained series. I was going to bring up your colonoscopy when I was talking about how close of a community we are. KJ said the goat man ate my cake. Damn it. What flavor? Yes, a cyber sleepover, Lily. Hi, chatty boy. Hey. Hi, chatty boy. Fletcher, I'm sorry to hear about your turtle. No, see, I'm not kidding. That's how close this community is. Look. That's how close we've gotten, that I can literally make fun of her about that, and and I'm right. I absolutely did pin it. Oh, Brooke doesn't care. She's an open book. We sure do, Mary. We're also all synced. Full moons, watch out. The Porch Pals are on one. Chatty boy said goals. Well, welcome. You're in the right place. You are in the right place, chatty boy. I'm a chatty girl. Country kid. It was the summer of 1951. And the small city of Lubbock, Texas, was a quiet, unassuming place, nestled in the vast, flat expanse of the South Plains. The town was a patchwork of modest homes, dusty streets, and sprawling cotton fields, where the hum of cicadas and the occasional rumble of a pickup truck were the only sounds to break the stillness of the hot, dry air. Lubbock was a place where everyone knew everyone. And Philadelphia it was in 1951, bud. Lubbock was a place where everyone knew everyone, and where life moved at a leisurely pace, and where the night sky stretched endlessly above. A canvas of stars so vivid it felt like you could reach out and touch them. But that summer, something extraordinary happened. Something that would forever change the lives of those who witnessed it and leave an indelible mark on the history of this unassuming Texas town. It was a phenomenon so strange and so inexplicable that it would spark debates, investigations, and theories for decades to come. Lubbock was a town of hard-working, no-nonsense folks. Farmers, teachers, engineers, and students. They were people who valued facts over fantasy and who trusted their eyes and their instincts. Among them were 4 college students, all studying at Texas Technological College, now known as Texas Tech University. Dr. W.I. Robinson, a geologist. Professor A.G. Berg, a chemical engineer. Dr. George Wilkins, a physicist. And Professor W.L. Ducker, an oil engineer. Now, these men were not the type to believe in flying saucers or little green men. They were scientists, grounded in logic and reason. And then there was Carl Hart Jr., an 18-year-old freshman at the College of Amateur Photography, with a curious mind and a keen eye for detail. And then there were the countless other residents of Lubbock. Families sitting on their porches after dinner, farmers tending to their fields, children playing in the streets. All of them would soon find themselves staring up at the sky in awe and disbelief. It all began on the evening of August 25th, 1951. The sun had just dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. Thank you, Viola. Thank you, Stephen. The air was warm, carrying a faint scent of freshly cut hay and the distant hum of crickets. Dr. Robinson, Professor Oberg, Dr. Wilkins, and Professor Ducker were sitting in Dr. Robinson's backyard enjoying a quiet evening of conversation. They talked about their work, their families, and the latest news. The Korean War, the growing tensions of the Cold War, and recent advancements in aviation technology. As the sky darkened, one of the men glanced up and froze. Pointing to the sky, the others followed his gaze, and they saw it too. A formation of glowing lights was moving silently across the sky. The lights were arranged in a perfect formation, each one a soft green hue, like the glow of a firefly, but far more intense. They moved with precision and speed that defied explanation, gliding effortlessly across the sky, before disappearing into the distance. The men were stunned. They had never seen anything like it. They quickly ruled out the possibility of airplanes or birds. The lights were too fast and too silent, too otherworldly. Over the next few nights, the lights returned, always in the same formation and always moving with the same eerie grace. Thank you, Angela. The men began to document their observations, taking notes on the time, direction, and behavior of the lights. They even tried to calculate their speed and altitude, but the numbers just didn't make any sense. Whatever these lights were, they seemed to defy the laws of physics. Word of the sighting spread quickly through Lubbock. People gathered in their yards and on rooftops and in open fields, hoping to catch a glimpse of the mysterious lights. Among them was Carl Hart Jr., who had heard the rumors and decided to see for himself. And on the night of August 31st, 1951, Carl stood in his backyard, camera in hand, staring up at the sky. He didn't have to wait long. Just after 9 p.m., the lights appeared again. Carl's heart raced as he raised his camera and began snapping pictures. The lights were moving fast, but he managed to capture several clear shots. When he developed the photos the next day, he was amazed at what he saw. Thank you, Stephen. The images showed a series of bright circular lights perfectly aligned and glowing against the dark sky. Carl knew that he had something extraordinary. He took the photos to the local newspaper, the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, where they caused a sensation. The images were published on the front page, and soon reporters from across the country were flocking to Lubbock, eager to hear the story of the Lubbock Lights. Okay, Brooke. The sightings attracted the attention of the U.S. Air Force, which was already investigating reports of unidentified flying objects as part of Project Blue Book, the top-secret military program that studied UFOs from 1952 to 1969. Thanks, Justin. Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, the head of the project, traveled to Lubbock himself to interview the witnesses and examine Carl Hart's photographs. Ruppelt was a seasoned investigator, a man who had seen his share of strange things. Brooke. Thank you, Stephen. But even he was puzzled by the Lubbock Lights. Thank you, Pixie, for the alien. Thank you, Justin. He interviewed the 4 professors who described the lights with meticulous details. They told him about the semicircular formation, then how it turned to a V, and the green glow and the silent, effortless movements. They were adamant that the lights were not airplanes or birds, or any known natural phenomenon. Ruppelt also spoke with Carl Hart, who insisted that the photos were genuine, and that he had not tampered with them in any way. And despite his best efforts, Ruppelt was unable to explain the Lubbock Lights. He considered various theories such as migrating birds, experimental aircraft, reflecting city lights, even atmospheric phenomenon. But none of them fully accounted for what the witnesses had seen. And in the end, he concluded that the Lubbock Lights were in fact unexplained. Now, the early 1950s were a period of great change and uncertainty. The world was still recovering from the devastation of World War II, and the Cold War was just heating up. The threat of nuclear war loomed large, and people were fascinated and terrified by the rapid advancements in technology. It was an era of flying saucers and science fiction, of the day the Earth stood still and the War of the Worlds. And people were looking to the skies wondering who or what might be out there. In Lubbock, the sighting sparked a mix of excitement and unease. Thank you, Stephen. Some people were thrilled by the idea of extraterrestrial visitors, and others were deeply unsettled. Thank you, Langley. Thank you, Wilkins. The local newspaper was flooded with letters and phone calls. Some from people claiming to have seen the lights themselves, others demanding answers. And the town became a hub of activity, with reporters, investigators, and curious onlookers descending upon the city. The Lubbock Lights remains one of the most compelling UFO sightings in history. And despite numerous investigations and theories, no one has been able to definitively explain what the witnesses saw that summer in 1951. For the people of Lubbock, the lights were a source of wonder and mystery, a reminder that even in the most ordinary places, the extraordinary can happen. And that's the tale of the Lubbock Lights. Thank you, Langley. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Wilkins. Brandon, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Giggles. Hi, Rooster. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Bree. How you doing? Long time no see, cutie. Hey, Bree, how you doing? Hi, cutie pie. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for the populars, Bree. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them anytime you want on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. I am doing well, Bree. You have any good, exciting plans for the weekend? And yes, Bryce, you could be correct. Absolutely. All right, welcome in, guys. I will set up the next poll for us to vote. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks, Deborah. I'll set up the next poll for us to vote. Yes, Gorda. Thank you very much. Matt, just now, like in your sky. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the next poll. Welcome to the porch. Happy Friday. Thanks, Rooster. Heidi, that little sun you sent is so cute. It just keeps dancing on my screen the whole time it moves. It's adorable. Like, it looks different on the computer than the phone, and it winks and dances at me the whole time. It's so cute, Heidi. Thank you, Brooke and her boys. Thank you for the hand hearts, guys. Your mom is very cool. Like the coolest. Bryce, thank you for the corgi booty. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready. Okay, so the next poll is ready, and we have Route 666, the new story of the week. We have the Greenbrier Ghost. We have the Frightful Fireworks. We have the Man in the Red Coat. And we have Professor Hyde. You guys can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. Who's it going to be? We have the Route 666, which is the new story of the week. We have the Greenbrier Ghost. We have the Frightful Fireworks, the Man in the Red Coat, and Professor Hyde. I know, Brooke, this poll's hard to choose. Robin, I don't know where Skrilla is tonight. It's Friday night. He probably has a life. I don't know. He's probably out doing something. It's a good question, though. I'll let him know that he was missed. always tell him he's an important part of the porch. Yeah, you're right, Wilkins. He popped in and gave his heart me. So he was here. We have proof of life. Yeah, Brooke. Sherry came in last night right at the end, like the last story. Yeah, me neither, Robin. Me neither, girl. I sure don't. This is it. This is my life. Thank you, Desiree. All right, you guys. The winner of the poll is Professor Hyde. Matt, thank you for the meteor shower. Oh my God. Thanks, Matt. That's one of my favorite ones ever. It is so beautiful. And thank you for helping me with my gallery. I really appreciate it. And yes, Huckleberry Boo Boo Wind Sandwich Stormstroker was in for 5 seconds. He came in, he dropped a cryptid code word bomb, and then he left. And I'm sad because he came back again. It was a tough vote, KJ. I thought that when I was setting up the poll, I was like, this is a hard one. He came back and I checked his profile or their profile. I don't know if it's who it is, but I checked their profile to see if because they came back tonight and I was like, oh my God, they followed me. Cause I've sent them a friend request and they did not approve it. They just it just sat there. So I was like, okay. So I looked and they didn't follow me. So they literally typed it in to find me again, which means they like us. They went through the effort to type in the name to come back in here again. Country kid, you already used air sandwich with a coworker? Hell yes. Hell yes. Yenko, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Yep. And Matt says, gotta go cop me some cold sunshine. I know. I told Faust, I said, I don't think you understand how funny you are and how much fun we had with you last night. Matt and I were talking about how we wished you'd come back and you came back. And then I even said, you didn't even follow me. You just typed in my name. Yeah, that's a good point, Deborah. But either way, Faust, if you're out there, come back. Come back, Faust. Because I can't even invite him I miss him too. I literally had so much fun with him last night. And I feel like I can't even invite him because he wouldn't accept my friend request, which is probably why. He said, I think you just insulted me, but I'm not 100% sure. That's so funny. That's so funny, country kid. Brooke, that's okay. Everyone thinks I'm a bitch. I don't care. You said wind sandwich during disc golf today too. I love how so many people used Faust's words today in their daily lives. I wish he knew. Come back so we can tell you how many people used wind sandwich today. Iacona thinks of what? The wind sandwich? Yeah, we need the name too. We need to know. Who is it? Oh, who thinks I'm a bitch? Oh. I don't know, the people who try to rush me and then I tell them to F off. Yeah, Bisbee, that was my favorite one last night when he said, cold, gotta go. And then he stayed. He didn't go, he stayed. And it made me happy. Me too, gobbler. What do you gobble? I love gobbling. Thanks, KJ, I know. But also, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. It's called being assertive. He said, be right back, gonna make a wind sandwich. Well, and that's the thing is, mine comes out of a place of love, so I don't think most people who know me think I'm a bitch, but off the bat, maybe. Plus, I have RBF really bad, and I've had so many of I was cracking up shells last night. Many of my friends, oh, thanks, Matt, you're so sweet. Many of my friends were like, you know, when I first met you, I thought you were scary, or I thought you were going to be a bitch, or I thought you were really intimidating. And I'm like, so I give off that, you know what I mean? But once you get to know me, I'm just a goofy gal. I'm just a goofy gal who doesn't put up with shit. But also, if you lived in the South, I feel like you already know what, like, Matt, like, you live in Tennessee. There's no way you don't know several women with my temperament. It's a Southern thing. Like, I beg your finest pardon. Thanks, Heidi, I'm glad. But I think it's more my face. Like, the way I look, I have resting bitch face. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just look intimidating. Yeah, see, Aqua says RBF real bad. Yeah, I do. I look mean. But then people, like, talk to me for 5 seconds. They're like, oh, never mind. But from off the bat, people, I feel like they've told me I'm not approachable. Like, well... Country Kid says, beautiful, intelligent, cool human. My friend always gets what she wants, and she gets called a bitch. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Is the 10IC prevalent pickup line there? I mean, it maybe was back in the day. I don't think I've heard it a lot recently, but probably, I don't know. I love Tennessee. I grew up in North Carolina, so... not too far away, and my brother went to school in Tennessee, and one of my best friends lives there now. I'm actually going to her wedding. Christina, the one that comes in, she's getting married in Chattanooga. You fell off the second story of BB King's back in the day. That's funny. All right, you guys. The winner of the poll is Professor Hyde. Mortem Mistress, welcome to the porch. Thanks for the follow. Exactly, Kim. That's exactly what I'm trying to say is, don't mistaken, like, kindness for weakness, or, like, I'm kind, but I'm not nice. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Like, I can be nice, but, like, I'm not a I am real. Right? So that's not always a setting where I'm just smile, giggle, people. And that seems to be what most people expect from women, which is okay. But I just am not capable of that, and I never have been. So bitch is a title that I've dealt with my whole life, and I'm okay with that. Exactly, Kim. Exactly. I've literally been like, please leave me alone, girl. Because I've never had a problem having them pick me. And I'm like, can they, like, not sometimes? Okay, Peter. Hi, Connor. Welcome in. Exactly, Glosset. Yeah, well, and that's why I don't do the, like, fake giggly humoring nice, because everybody has the bitch side, and the people who are, like, just pretending and those people scare me more, because they're gonna sneak attack you. It's gonna come out of nowhere one day, and they're just gonna, like, hate you, or, like, divorce you, or, like, I don't know, you know what, like, to me, it's like, at least you know what you're getting with me. I'm like, listen, I don't put up with that, you know, like, I just feel like the people who smile and nod all the time are like, I don't know, how do you trust those people? How do you even know what the hell they really think? You don't. And one day, what, they're just gonna, like, snap? I don't know. I would much prefer, and I'm not even confrontational. I'm just very, I'm an open book. I'm blunt. It's called honesty. And our society really does not like honesty, even because it's not always pleasant. But I'm nothing if not honest, to a fault. Flyball Girl, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. All right, guys, I will be right back with Professor Hyde. Happy Friday. Yeah, Robin. Oh my God, I can't wait. Did you get a picture of it, yeah? Heidi, I make really good friends with shy people. A lot of my best friends are introverts because I'm like their mouthpiece. I'm like, what'd you say to her? Like, so a lot of my best friends are actually wildly introverted. Victoria, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Rogerio. Thank you. Welcome back. Guys, is this the guy is that Portuguese again? Right? Is that the Portuguese, right? Portugal? I need to try to write a response. Hi. Hi, Rogerio. Yeah, same turtle woman, same. To a fault. But my friends know they can trust me, even if sometimes they get pissed at me, won't like take their distance from a month after I tell them some hard love shit. They get over it and they know they can trust me. Yeah, I translated it, but what do I say back, Kim? What do I say back? I need to get my translator out. Hold on. It's the same guy, right? This is the Portuguese guy, right? Hold on. Translate. I'm like so excited. Oh shit. My iPad just fell out of its holder. Hold on. I got too excited. Hold on. Un momento, por favor. Brooke, I am. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, are we ready? Hold on. Here we go. Let's see if this works. Dear God, be the right translation. Okay.
De volta, amigo da varanda. Bem-vindo de volta, amigo da varanda.
Amigo da varanda. That's Porch Pal. That's Porch Pal. Amigo da varanda. Benvindo de volta, amigo da varanda. How's that? Is that good? That I said, welcome back, Porch Pal. And veranda, I know that word. I know that one. Veranda? The friend of the veranda? Hell yeah, that's a Porch Pal. That's a Porch Pal. Benvindo de volta, amigo da veranda. And he's not saying anything. He's probably like, what the hell is she saying? Yeah, I know what veranda is. Shoot. We got those. Thanks, Kim. I think it's really weird if others don't. I feel like I think it's weird to not acknowledge an animal when it walks by me. It's another living soul. Like if a squirrel walks by me in my yard, I'm not just gonna ignore it. I'm like, hey, hi. Like, that's just, I'm being a living thing. Oh yeah, Faye speaks Portuguese, doesn't she? Miguel, I am very white, but I'm trying. Benvindo. Okay, let me try again. Benvindo de volta. Is it like a Spanish? Okay. Benvindo de volta, amigo da varanda. Is that better? Is that better? Yes, I'm very much a gringo. I'm about as white as they come. But I love to learn. And I like to grow. So I'm open to try anything. Well, within reason. Thank you, Rogerio. Hi, Roxy Foxy. Thanks, Miguel. You think I could learn Lakota? Really? That would be so cool. I would love to. I would love a word of the day. Yeah, it's Portuguese for sure. Thank you, Alma Sosa. Amigo del Becom in Spanish. KJ, you're so funny. Portuguese is your 6th language. It is similar to Spanish. Thank you. Wow, you're amazing, Miguel. 6 languages. That's so cool. And you know what? I took sign language in college because I thought I would be the only reporter that knew sign language, and I thought it would be helpful for interviews. And that wasn't a very smart idea. That wasn't my best move. So that's why I'm not the best at another language. But by God, if you guys could see my hands right now. I used my sign language in total once when I was a news reporter. Once. It was a terrible decision. Not a good move. Robin, I do. What do you need to know? Wilkins, that would be a really cool story, actually. Hi, Laura. Oh, you know sign language, Brooke? Cool. I haven't used it in years, so I'd have to probably brush up. And Voodoo Daddy, I used it at a dog park when I was sitting there trying to get man on the street interviews from people, and I sat on a bench and there was a deaf person there and I could talk to them, and they were really excited because they said they sit at the park by themselves every single day and every person there ignores them because they can't talk to them. And they said it was the first time anybody had ever sat down and could talk to them. And they said that my sign language was really rough. And I said, I know. And that was it. So it wasn't even for my job. It was literally just while I was on the job. Hi, Skrilla. Thank you for the Keymaster. We were just talking about you a little bit ago. Robin was asking where you were. We missed you. Yeah. I know some bad words too. Okay, KJ is literally winning the award for the funniest keyword sentences on the planet, you guys. The Bell Witch rode her broom while eating Cheetos. Hell yeah, she did. She absolutely did. We know our queen loves a good Cheeto. Hi, E Online. Hi, Marvin. I don't know if they were hot Cheetos. In true white girl fashion, I can't handle hot Cheetos. But I do like regular Cheetos. Thanks, Rock. KJ says they were absolutely hot Cheetos. Mary, I like the flavor, but I can't handle spice. Like, I like mild. Does that make sense? Like, I like the flavor of salsa and Mexican food a lot, but I cannot handle the spice level being anything above mild, which sucks. Like, medium to me is like my upper lip is sweating, and it's ridiculous. It's the most annoying thing ever. It's like, it's really bad. Brooke, I told him he makes all of us laugh so much. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Archangelo. Win Sammy? Win Samich? God, somebody please find Fao and bring him back. Somebody can find him in the chat and stalk him. Get him, Porch Pals. Bring him back. I want you to find him and bring him back to me. Sorry, you guys, I have something in my throat, and I'm just trying to get it out before I start the story. Can I do a witch voice? Yeah, for sure. For sure, I'll do that. Yeah. For those of you who followed me last year, I dressed up as Wednesday Addams for like the whole month of my life, pretty much. Also, mostly because the new season had come out right then, so I was very excited. And Mothman came up as a guest. It's the video of him as a guest is on my profile if you guys want to look. He's got his glowing red eyes and everything. Hi, Isabel. Happy Saturday in Sweden. Yes, Robin, there's a post about it. And I literally was super inappropriate. And I said, hey, Mothman, will you come in my box? What dedication? Yeah. Oh, like my dedication to this? Is that what you mean? Oh my God, look at the kitties playing music. And had a beer, KJ. I really did, Brooke. I really did. The video is clipped on my profile. You can go look at it. It was, yep, I sure did say that, Justin. And he came up in the box and he got all bashful and was like, couldn't figure out how to turn his camera on. He goes live every day. And he's like, it was cute. Stephanie, someone already answered you in the chat, or you could just like, I don't know, learn some patience and have an attention span and maybe relax and wait for the story to start. Like maybe check it out. Give it a C first, but before asking 3 times. But that's just an idea. Yeah, Glessa, like 3 people answered her. And she didn't really want an answer. She was using that as a petty way to try to hurry me up. And I'm not that dumb, honey. You got your answer. You can write it as many times as you want, and I won't fucking start the story just because you told me to. Okay? Hi, Queen Cece. How you doing, cutie? Stephanie, I like your sense of humor. And yeah, I was talking to you. But you're more than welcome to stay. But in this room, we are working on our nervous systems and deaths and doom scrolling. So we like to take our time and relax. And you'd be surprised how good you feel after a week of not rushing things. So you're more than welcome to stay. But oh, you're working on leaving. Okay, well then goodbye, honey. Maybe work on an attention span because it's really embarrassing. Stephanie and Larry. Joint account. What a shame. Thanks, Just Dave. How you doing tonight? Or today? It's daytime over there, right? And I love how she said, I think I'd rather ask 3 more times. Because she knows that's what she did. Like, ew, grow up. That's embarrassing behavior, sweetheart. You're proud of that? And again, this is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. We don't care, sweetie. There's 400 people in here. We don't care. Yeah, Wilkins. Yeah, fixing to leave. I'm fixing to. Well, then do it. Matt. Yeah. You think? Matt. Well, and that's the funniest thing to me too. Is like, like you just keep scrolling, you idiot. Who comes in and is like, hello, when it's starting, when it's starting, when it's starting. If you can't wait to figure out when it's starting, if your attention span is that small, then you should probably just keep doom scrolling, bitch, because you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Remember that one that stayed and then tried to tell me I needed to speed up the speed of my reading? So, sweetie, if you don't have an attention span, you're in the wrong place. The wrong place. And I have no problem telling them that because I'm not just trying to amass random followers. I'm building a community of cool people. People like that. Bye. Right, Beefy? Because that's exactly what a joint account means. Thank you, Beefy. I'm glad somebody said it. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. Plus, the whole point is people can listen to my stories, not live, whenever they want, back to back to back. The lives are literally for talking to you guys and building community. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even a wait. It's like we're literally hanging out in between stories. So I feel like people that don't understand that, I like to make sure that they understand that this is not the place for them. Oh, don't worry, Amanda. There was just a girl being a bitch. And we just let her know. She saw her way out. And hi, E! Online. Yeah, there is always one. There's always one. Yeah, we love each other here, Queensy. That's the thing. Is the people that come in and just want to crank stories. Like, you don't even know this community. Who are you? You don't even go here. Oh, that's funny, Skrilla. That's a good one. She doesn't even go here. Like... And it's always the people that don't follow, have never given a gift, and literally it's their first time and they're like, what the hell's going on? Maybe just wait and see, you weirdos. Like, I can't imagine. Yeah, they do. Exactly, Scott. I can't. And imagine how much worse it's going to get now that people have AI to command around. You're right. They treat me like I'm an AI, and that's what they're just going to continue to treat people like. And so I like to put those people in their place now because I'm not going to stand for it. We're not going to have another 10 years where people are even more entitled and demanding, expecting us to behave like AI robots. Nope. I'll embarrass you right now. I sure did, Miguel. Let's bring back shame and repercussions for being a shitty person. You know? That's my theory. Thank you, Yaya, for the paw scratch. Yep, that's my claws. Yaya gets it. That's me showing my claws. Yeah, literally. The whole well, that's just their opinion. No, not anymore. We're at a point now where no. If you're a piece of shit, there is no everybody needs to know. And we need to tell you. And I'll do it. I'll do it. Mommy said, damn, I missed it, but clocked their ass. Oh, I did. Don't worry. And then they felt the need to announce they were leaving, which we're all laughing about now. Tar and feather. Well, yeah, we don't have to go that far, but just thanks, Archangelo. I appreciate it. Love you. I'll do it. By God, if somebody's got to, I'll tell them. In Appalachia, like I said, what did CJ love that I said? Oh, you're nothing. You're nothing. I'll crush you like a grape. Go on, get. Hi, Wookie. Captain Luke said, or Captain Turkle said, lines we don't cross. A grape. Isabel said, what level? Okay, my friend Isabel's from Sweden. Okay, and she said, what level of Southern American English is this? That's Appalachian, Isabel. That's Appalachian. Crush you like a grape, go on get. That's Appalachian. Miguel, you know what's funny is I told somebody that like one of the guys in the chat was like, I'd pay you to say that to me. And I was like, there's an OnlyFans idea. I'll be like, I'll send you degrading voice notes. Wouldn't that be so like, you're nothing. You hear me? You're nothing. I know, right, Voodoo Daddy? I was like, I'm sure there's people who like that out there. Exactly, yeah. You gotta sweep the trolls off the porch. And they're never expecting the host to actually, like, call them on their shit. So, I do that. Because, maybe it'll stop them from going into another creator's live and treating the host like shit. Maybe it'll give them a little, maybe they'll take a second next time to think about it first. When they got humiliated on the porch. You know. The world is a wild place, Voodoo. It really is. Good night, Aqua. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Sweet dreams. Spooky Gavin said porch humiliation. Exactly. Put them on the porch. String them up on the porch. Get the tomatoes. Insane Blues. Yeah, I did have a good day. How was yours? Got some nice summer rain that I stood in and got wet in the parking lot, and everybody looked at me like I was weird. I was just hoping like I'd have one of those movie moments where people are like, you know what? Look at her. Look how free she is. I'm going to do that too. And then stand there and like really enjoy it. That didn't happen. They all just stared at me. And I was like, okay, this is not rubbing off on them. Neat. I'll get in my car. So yeah, but I did. I had a great day. That's so funny, Country Kid. That would be good. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of Professor Hyde. Hi, Anita. Isabel, I was talking about standing in the rain. I was doing it in a parking lot of a shopping center, and I was like, these other people were watching me do it, and like I was hoping it would rub off on them, and they'd be like, you know what, look at that, she looks free and she's really enjoying that, looks fun, I'm gonna do it. They didn't. They all just like ran with their cars holding their, and like looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, dude, it's warm summer rain, it's beautiful. And it wasn't even like a long down, it was like one of those quick showers that you can just enjoy for a second, and nobody did it with me. Sandy Bear, thanks for the camping. I love that. Me too. I love the rain. It's so healing, and it's so good for you to stand outside. Yeah, the other people made it weird. Yeah, not me. I'm not the weirdo. They made it weird. That's what I'm going to tell myself. Ooh, that sounds good, Amanda. I'm glad you had a good day, too. Me too. They act like it's acid, Deborah, and it's the weirdest thing. This guy today was holding his umbrella, like over, like as if like if he accidentally stepped out from under it, like he was gonna die. I'm like, dude, what? And again, I'm sorry, but that's really unattractive. Like, bro, you gonna melt? You made out of sugar, big boy? He got out of his F-150 with a fucking. I'm like, dude. Thank you, Levi. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of Professor Hyde. Thanks, Khaleesi. That was like my really like pathetic sound. Broke my. It was, of course, it was lifted, Bex. Is there any other kind? What, Dave? Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Denise. You know those stories when people say they saw something that they can't quite explain? The kind where they swear up and down that they weren't dreaming, they weren't hallucinating. That's what this is. It happened 6 years ago in the dead of winter. Beefy, that's perfect. I was a teacher's assistant in grad school for this very elusive and brilliant professor, Professor Hyde. Thank you, Voodoo. Thanks, Jen. Now, I'm just naturally a people person. Anyone who knows me knows I've never met a stranger. I'm one of those people who can befriend just about anyone. Even those surly folks that people warn you to steer clear of. I actually get a great deal of joy out of making people feel comfortable enough to let down their defenses. And I just have a natural ability to bring people out of their shells. The slide looks so fun, yeah. So with that being said, I spent months whittling away at Professor Hyde, following up with him about his sister who had the flu last week, asking how his ski trip went, complimenting his new briefcase. And slowly but surely, we developed a friendship. And I could tell he actually respected me and my intellect. Skrilla. Skrilla. The end of the semester was now rapidly approaching, and we had a little grad student holiday party to celebrate the occasion. We all discussed our holiday plans and compared our plans for next semester. Everyone else was going back home for the holidays, but I couldn't afford the cost of flying back home, especially if I were to miss work for an entire month. I worked a part-time job at a local bookstore to pay for my living expenses during grad school. And I lamented about how jealous I was that they all got to go home and visit their families and take a nice long break from the grind. When Professor Hyde walked up and chimed in, and he told me that he was going out of the country for the holiday break, and he desperately needed somebody to watch his house while he was gone. And then he tells me that he'll pay me whatever I would have made working at the bookstore. That way I'll be able to enjoy a relaxing break from school while still making some money. I didn't even question it. I immediately accepted his offer and I let out a squeal of excitement. I honestly cannot wait to just loaf around and watch movies for a change. I have pretty much been on the grind since I was 17. Professor Hyde had a beautiful sprawling estate, tucked into the mountains, an old Victorian that had been standing since the 1800s. It was beautiful. It was one of those places that almost looked too perfect in the snow, like something out of a painting. But at night, when the wind howled through the gables, it felt different. The house itself was massive. 3 stories, not including the attic. But I only used a few rooms. The kitchen, the guest bedroom, a bathroom, and the library, where I like to read in the evenings. Oh, really, Mary? I love that. Everything else was dark and empty, with furniture covered in white sheets like forgotten ghosts. Thank you, Bone and Branch. Thank you, Brooke. It struck me as odd because I could have sworn the professor told me that he was currently residing in that house, but it looked like it hadn't been lived in decades. Professor Hyde had warned me that the old wiring made the lights flicker sometimes. And he also told me not to go into the basement. He said that he kept it locked for a reason. And I didn't ask why. But now, I wish I had. The first few nights were uneventful. I worked on my thesis, read in the library, and sipped tea while the snow piled up outside. But on the fourth night, something changed. It started with the creaking. At first, I chalked it up to the house settling. Old places make noise, especially in the cold. But then I noticed a pattern. The creaks weren't random, they were slow and deliberate steps, traveling across the ceiling of the library, one floor above me. Hi, Drew. I tried to ignore it, telling myself that I was just being paranoid. But then the footsteps stopped, directly above where I was sitting. And then I heard breathing. Not mine, not the wind. Something deep and slow. I froze. It was faint, but I swear I could hear someone or something inhaling, holding its breath, and then slowly exhaling right above me. I wanted to run, but I wanted to get out of that house. I stared at the ceiling until the breath stopped. And then nothing. Brooke. Complete silence. The kind of silence that presses against your eardrums and makes your heartbeat sound deafening. I finally convinced myself it was all in my head, and I just forced myself to go back to sleep. Good night, spooky cabins. But that was a mistake. I woke up in the middle of the night, my heart pounding. And not because of a dream, but because something was scratching at the bedroom door. A slow and deliberate scrape like nails against the wood. I couldn't breathe. Then I thought, wait, maybe it's an animal. A raccoon or something that managed to get inside. But deep down, I knew better. The scratching stopped and then the doorknob turned. Not jiggled, not a mistake of loose hardware. It turned and clicked open. And I had locked it. I know I had locked it. The door slowly eased open an inch. And then another. I couldn't see anything beyond the darkness. My fingers frantically reached for my phone on the nightstand, and I turned on the inadequate flashlight and I aimed it at the doorway. But it was empty, and I couldn't fall asleep after that. I stayed up until dawn, listening, waiting. The next day, I called the professor, pretending like everything was fine. I casually asked if anyone had ever broken into the house. He laughed and said no one had ever dared come near the place. Okay. That's reassuring, I guess. Hi, Joanne. That night, I barricaded my door. I kept a flashlight in my hand, wide awake, waiting for something to happen again. But at some point, exhaustion won, and I must have drifted off to sleep. Hi, Meat Stick. And then I woke up to the blankets being pulled off of me. And it wasn't a dream. It was sleep paralysis. Something tugged the covers down inch by inch, I know it. I felt the cold air rush over my legs and arms. I sat up, my body rigid with fear. And in the faint moonlight from the window, I saw it at the foot of my bed. Something crouched on the floor, pale and hairless. Its skin stretched too tight over a gaunt frame. Its limbs were too long and its fingers ended in jagged claws. Its face with hollowed out eyes. Its mouth was a thin, lipless gash. I didn't move. It just stared at me, spooky Campus. And then slowly, it started to approach me. I don't remember screaming. I don't even remember how I got out of bed. I just remember running down the hall, nearly falling down the stairs, and then stumbling out the front door right into the snow. I hate snow. The cold wetness immediately soaked through my fuzzy slippers. I ran until my lungs burned, until the cold cut through my skin. I didn't stop until I was at the nearest neighbor's house. I pounded on the front door, and they finally let me in, and I collapsed. I told them that I was just house sitting for the professor, and I explained everything that happened, and they both stared at me with uneasy confusion, like they thought I was crazy. Then they both looked me up and down with growing concern as they explained to me that that house had been abandoned since the 1950s. They told me that an eccentric professor and research scientist had lived there, but he had mysteriously disappeared one day and was never seen again. They told me that nobody has lived in that house for the entire time they've lived next door. They even told me that they're the ones who cut the grass because it's an eyesore for them living next to a creepy old overgrown estate. I stood there in shock, trying to understand what they were telling me. That night, I packed up my things and I drove back to campus. I spent the rest of the holiday break holed up in my campus apartment. In January, classes resumed, and I was anxious to ask Professor Hyde for an explanation. But to my horror, when I walked into class that day, there was a different professor welcoming back all the students. And when I asked around, nobody had ever even heard of Professor Hyde. They all claimed that this new professor wasn't new, and then he was the same professor we had all been working with last semester. What? Did that house throw me into a different timeline? What happened to Professor Hyde? Yeah, Bisbee, Mary said this is hers. Yeah. Was he even a real person? Was that really his house? I ended up doing some research, and I discovered the obituary for an old Professor Hyde who had worked at the university back in the 1940s and the 1950s. Apparently, he did all kinds of crazy scientific experiments in the basement of his old mansion. But then one day, he just didn't show up to teach his classes, and he was never seen again. That spring, I ended up graduating with my master's under a professor I felt like I barely even knew. But I was just grateful to get out of there. Thank you, Courtney. I moved away right after graduation. But on my way out of town, I drove past Professor Hyde's old mansion, and I thanked him for everything that he taught me, even if it was from beyond the grave. And that's the tale of Professor Hyde. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like. Good night, Pixie. On my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites, just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Oh, Sherry, he paid me before he went out of town, girl. We were good. We're good. I was a college student. I couldn't even afford to eat if he hadn't left me food for the time he was gone. Ooh, I love strawberries. Brooke, I'll take some. Yeah, Sherry. Good night, Wilkins. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Country kid, that's funny. Why would you date somebody that sounded like that? Good night, Rock. Sweet dreams. See you tomorrow. Good night, Lola. I missed you and I love you too, Lola. I'll see you tomorrow. You're the best. Yes, Nick, I'm just setting up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And welcome to the porch, Nick. Happy Friday. Okay, guys, the next poll is ready. Hold your seahorses. That's so good, Deborah. All right, guys, the next poll is ready. We have Route 666 versus the Chupacabra versus the Water Babies versus Haint Blue versus the Rain Crow Shelter. And you can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. And you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. KJ. Who's it going to be, guys? Route 666, the news story of the week. Yes. Chupacabra, Water Babies, Haint Blue, or Rain Crow Shelter? Oh, Robin, I forgot to put Ash Grove on it. I'm sorry. Damn it. I'll put it on. I'll for sure put it on tomorrow. I'll put it in the first poll for you tomorrow. But we got to think of a silly name for it, Robin, because it's Silly Story Title Saturday tomorrow. Poor Route 666. Okay, Robin, perfect. Jade, Haint Blue's been losing lately. People are sick of it, I think. Because it's lost the last few times, last couple days that it's been on the poll. That's why I've been trickling in stories that nobody requests, because they're ones that never get read and people don't even think know they exist. Thank you, Blue and Crew. Welcome in. I appreciate that. Hi, Johnny. Welcome back. Right, Skrilla? Jeez. What? Nobody. I know, poor Rain Crow. Exactly, Jade. Silly title Saturday and Sunday. Feel free to come up with your silly titles early, because I was really bad at it last week, so I could definitely use the help. Yeah, me too, Mary. I don't even like a good love story. Hi, Perion. Welcome to the porch. Thanks for the follow. Hi, Not Mushroom Hughes. Welcome to the porch. All right, guys, the winner is The Tale of the Chupacabra. And I'll be right back. While I'm pulling up that story, if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And It helps us grow this beautiful porch. Hi, Mary. I know who you are. Hi, Mary. I'm glad you made it in. How you doing? Long time no see. Oh, no, don't be sorry, Amanda. You don't have to spell them right. It doesn't matter. Oh, this is your favorite one? I love that. And thank you, Shannon, for the window. All right, you guys, I'll be right back with the tale of the Chupacabra. Aw, Nick, I sound like your girlfriend who you miss. That's so sweet. Where does she live? It's like a long distance thing. That's so sweet. That's right, Meat Stick. We are the weirdos. T, it didn't win. People vote on the poll, and it was on the poll, and it didn't win. Not true, Jeff. Thank you, Jade. There's the baby. Good night, Robin. Hi, Kendi. Good night, James. Shannon, thanks for the seahorse. Seahorses, I love them. Seahorse, see how? You had a seahorse party? Who didn't invite me? Lovely. That's amazing. Ask Brooke how that went. Not my chair, not my problem. Thank you, Shannon, for the hand hearts. Sarah, thank you for the roses. And Shannon, thanks for the roses. Oh my God, Skrilla, that was so cute. Thanks. Over the clouds. That was cute. Thank you, Skrilla. Brooke said she was yelling at her mother about it. Hi, Bat Dad. Welcome to the porch. Thanks for the follow. Hi, Sparkly. We're good. How are you? Oh, thank you, Willie. Welcome to the porch. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Chupacabra. Thank you, Sparkly. Brooke hired a forensics team. Shells, I should make some baby Chup merch. It's a good idea. Thank you, Willie. Yes, you're in the right live. Everybody welcome Willie to the porch. Hi, Christina. Hi, Yanni, bestie, bubby, lovey. That's my best friend. She a real Bambi. That's right, Yanni. That's right. Don't need no mean. Yes, that is the Christina. Scarlett, that's my bestie. That's the girl. She's getting married, y'all, in Tennessee in September. That's the girl. Oh, there's Sam. Hi, Sam. And there's her fiance, Sam. Love him too. Love you so much. Hi, cuties. I love you guys so much. See, is CJ here? Christina, CJ picked up on what you call me diva, and now he calls me diva. And look, Sam just calls me diva too. I love you guys. Sherry asked, is Spearfinger invited to the wedding? No, Alex, it's actually just called building community. But thanks. Yeah, Sherry knows what's up. She really does. Yeah, Willie, I write them. Thanks. All right, guys, quick swig and I'll be right back with the Chupacabra. Really, Christina, you should. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Chupacabra. Most people think they know what a Chupacabra is. If you ask someone in the United States, they'll usually describe a hairless dog-like creature with gray skin and glowing eyes. Sometimes they'll show you photographs of mangy coyotes that newspapers labeled as chupacabras 20 years ago. But that isn't the creature that terrified Puerto Rico. And that isn't the creature that launched one of the most explosive cryptid panics in modern history. And that isn't the creature that I went looking for. I became fascinated by the chupacabra because of how the story just suddenly appeared. Legends usually evolve. Bigfoot stories can be traced back through generations of indigenous traditions. Lake monsters often have centuries of reported sightings. But the chupacabra seemed different. It exploded into public awareness almost overnight. In 1995, livestock across Puerto Rico began turning up dead under bizarre circumstances. Goats, chickens, rabbits, and other animals were found completely drained of blood. Witnesses described puncture wounds in the neck and chest, and that there was surprisingly little blood at the scene. And then came the sightings. The original witnesses weren't describing a canine. They described something far stranger. A creature, standing roughly 4 to 5 feet tall, dark gray skin, large red eyes, spines running down its back, long arms ending in claw-like fingers. It had a body that moved in short bursts, sometimes upright and sometimes hunched like a hyena. People across Puerto Rico reported seeing the same thing. And the epicenter of the panic was Canavanas. Hundreds of reports poured in. The mayor of the town became so convinced something was stalking the countryside that organized searches were conducted. Now, whether those reports represented hysteria, misidentification, or something genuine remains heavily debated. But one thing is undeniable. The people reporting these encounters were terrified. The folklore itself became tangled with older traditions. Puerto Rico's cultural history is a blend of indigenous, Spanish influence, and African traditions. And long before the chupacabra name existed, stories already circulated about predatory night creatures lurking at the edges of settlements. Shape-shifting entities, forest spirits, blood-drinking monsters, guardians of places humans weren't supposed to enter. Thank you, Spooky Bestie. The chupacabra may have been new, but the fear that it awakened was ancient. And that was exactly why I booked the flight. Brooke, I wanted to understand how a legend could emerge so quickly and yet feel so old. So, I traveled to Puerto Rico, specifically Canavanas. I I arrived during the wet season. The countryside was astonishingly beautiful. Rolling green hills, dense tropical forests, banana groves, mist-covered ridges. Everything felt alive. The humidity wrapped around me the moment I stepped outside the airport. By the time I reached Canavenas, my clothes actually felt damp. I spent the first several days doing what I always do when researching folklore. I talked to people. Farmers, local historians, park workers, longtime residents. Not everyone believed in the chupacabra, but even the skeptics treated the legend with a strange degree of respect. People laughed about it, but then they lowered their voices. People dismissed it, but then they admitted they avoided certain areas after dark. People claimed it was nonsense and then told me about livestock deaths they couldn't explain. The reports shared remarkable similarities. Many sightings occurred near heavily forested ravines and near rivers, near abandoned agricultural lands slowly being reclaimed by the jungle, areas where visibility vanished after sunset, places where sound carried strangely. One elderly farmer described a region locals rarely entered after dark, not because of the chupacabra specifically, but because strange things had happened there long before the chupacabra became famous. And that caught my attention. In folklore, ancient legends often survive by attaching themselves to newer stories. Scroll up. And over time, people's interpretations of their experiences take different forms, and languages change. Matt. I love how Matt and I both went to the chiropractor this week. Christina, Matt lives in Tennessee too. So I wondered if the chupacabra was merely the latest name for something much older. A week into my trip, I decided to explore one of those remote regions myself. The area sat several miles outside of town, a patchwork of overgrown fields. Limestone outcroppings and dense tropical forests. The terrain was rough, exactly the sort of place where people could convince themselves they saw monsters. I parked near an abandoned farm, and I started hiking. The property had clearly been deserted for years. Vines consumed fences, and trees erupted through old foundations. Rusting machinery disappeared beneath vegetation. Everything felt suspended between civilization and wilderness. I spent most of the afternoon documenting the area, photographing old structures, and comparing locations against historical reports. And nothing unusual happened. At least, not initially. The first thing I noticed was the silence. Not complete silence, just absence of the expected sounds. The rainforest had been loud all day. Birds, insects, tree frogs. And then suddenly there was nothing. My instincts began whispering. Not panic, just awareness. Good night, lovely. The same sensation hikers often describe before realizing they've wandered into a predator's territory. I looked around carefully. Nothing, just jungle. Dense green walls stretching in every direction. I continued forward, and that's when I found the goats. 3 of them, dead, lying near the remains of a collapsed fence. Thank you, Fairy. Thank you, Tommy. At first glance, they appeared untouched. No obvious signs of a predator. No missing flesh, no scattered remains. But something about it seemed wrong. The bodies looked too clean. I approached cautiously, and there were wounds. Small punctures near the chest. Not dramatic, subtle, almost surgical. I took photographs. The ground was hard and rocky in the area, so I didn't see any tracks from an animal. Whatever had killed them hadn't left any obvious evidence. She moved that body like a cyclone. And then I heard movement, a brief rustling behind me. I turned immediately, and there was nothing. Everything stood motionless. I waited. Every instinct in my body recognized it. Something was observing me. I slowly scanned the tree line, and then I saw it. At first glance, I thought it was a person crouching, which was honestly more horrifying. And then it moved. The creature unfolded from behind a cluster of palms. It stood approximately 4 feet tall, maybe slightly taller. Its skin appeared dark gray, not fur, skin, tight against a lean frame. Its head was large, and its eyes reflected ambient light. And along its spine, rows of raised structures protruded from its back. Not exaggerated spikes like horror movies, more like ridges, organic, natural. The creature wasn't charging me or puffing up to appear threatening. It wasn't stalking me, it was just watching me, studying me. The intelligence in its gaze was what startled me the most. Predators usually look through you like your food. But the chupacabra looked at me like there was curiosity there. Assessment. Intelligence. I froze. Every survival instinct told me not to run. And then the creature tilted its head slightly. And then another movement to the side caught my eye. It was a second figure, smaller, partially concealed. Oh my God, there were 2 of them? The smaller one remained hidden among vegetation. And once it saw that I had noticed the smaller one, the larger one stepped forward. Only a few feet, but enough. Spooky bestie. Enough for me to see details. The limbs were long, the fingers ended in dark claws. Its chest expanded slowly with controlled breaths, like it was trying to catch its breath. Its skin bore scars, crossing its body in pale lines. And for several seconds, neither of us moved. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Then something happened I still struggle to explain. The larger creature looked toward the dead goats, then looked at me, then looked over the forest at the smaller one hiding, and then looked back at me. A sequence. Deliberate. An attempt to communicate with me as though it understood exactly what I was documenting and it wanted me to know what it was doing. It was teaching its baby how to hunt. I crouched down and kneeled on one knee as an attempt to show that I meant no harm, that I wasn't a threat. It's funny you say that, Durango, because they're all over Texas, so not true. And I watched the creature let out a long, deep breath. But if that makes you feel better, sure, Pawpaw. A sigh of relief that made my heart break a little. The moment stretched out for what felt like an hour, and we just stared at each other in awe. Then the smaller creature made a brief clicking sound, and the larger one reacted instantly and leapt back into the trees. Christina. And just like that, they both vanished. Their movement was so fast and efficient that the jungle swallowed them almost immediately. And within seconds, they were gone. I stood there for several minutes, trying to process what had just happened to me. Eventually, I started to hike back toward my vehicle. Every shadow seemed alive, every rustle demanded attention, but nothing else happened. By the time I reached the road, daylight was fading rapidly. I drove back to town, my head spinning with more questions than answers. Over the following days, I reviewed photographs and I couldn't figure out, what did I encounter? I honestly don't know. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, T. Maybe it was an unknown animal. Maybe something folklore eventually wrapped itself around. Or maybe the legends exist because people occasionally stumble across something that doesn't fit neatly into our categories. But what I do know is this. The forests around Cannabis are older than the Chupacabra legend. And the fear attached to those places is older too. And long before newspapers printed the word Chupacabra, people were reporting strange encounters in those hills. Something inspired those stories, and something continues to inspire them. And if you decide to explore those forests yourself, remember that not everything unknown is a threat. And not every mystery wants to be solved. Fowls, you're back. Oh my God, hi. Hi, Fowls. I went looking for a legend, and what I found was a reminder that there are still corners of the world where creatures continue to evade their biggest threat. And that is human entitlement and destruction. I don't know whether the Chupacabra is supernatural or merely an animal that science hasn't cataloged yet. But I can say this. I encountered something in that jungle that was just as scared of me as I was of it. And the terrifying creatures that the Chupacabra warns their young about are humans. Durango, that's funny. Birds flying high. Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Is that what you're talking about? Also, Fowls, we love you. We're all happy you're here. And we were like, Matt came in and was like, wait, he's gone. No. Also, guys, look at Durango's funny joke. Ready? I like that joke. I like that joke. The wheels in the sky keep on turning. Thank you, Mama Bear. I appreciate it so much. That is a quality joke. Right, Christina? Such a quality joke. Durango, that's hilarious. We love that joke. I know, Matt, he did. He responded to you because I told him that we were so excited for him to come back. Jeff, that is a good song, right? Skrilla writes the lyrics and I just sing whatever damn song they tell me to. Maybe that's what he meant by I sing. All right, you guys. Let me put the porch back. Hi, Mackenzie. We love you. What's tomorrow? Oh, no. Is tomorrow the funeral? We're sending you all our love, Mackenzie. Oh, Fauzi. Dark creature. Which one, Fauzi? Which one? Is it Zaddy? Is it Zaddy? Is it this guy? This one? The one I just posted in my comment? Good night, Brookie. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Sweet dreams. And not tomorrow morning, tomorrow night. Yesterday I told Brooke, good night, I'll see you in the morning. She's probably like, what the fuck? Dad's gonna show up at my house in the morning? He said dark creatures. It wouldn't let me pin it though. I don't know why. That's weird. Yeah, it wouldn't let me pin it. It doesn't like dark creature. Yeah, that's what I said to her last night, Jade. I was like, good night, Breck. See you in the morning. Erica, thank you so much. That is so sweet. Hi, Erica Vibes. Welcome to the porch. She said someone shimmer for me. Isn't there a song that's like birds flying high? You know how I feel. Or is that something else? Hi, Epic. Miss you. How you doing, cutie? Voodoo Daddy, thanks for the cozy cryptids. Hi, Scarlet Ray. No, Skrilla, Jim Jones is we fly, no lie, bullet. He's not talking about birds. Who, Justin? Who? Yes, guys, thank you. It's Nina Simone. Thank you. Exactly. Don't panic. So is Faust telling us that the meaning of life is a Nina Simone song, Matt? Oh, the frickle. Oh, we got a new one. Starry rain. Okay, then we got the frickle of rain. What? Frickle? What is that word? What's a frickle? It's all coming together, Matt. Okay, he's the starry rain and the frickle of rain. Dear God. Frickle, what time are you from? Is that a new word we don't know yet on this time? Frickle? He's from the future, I knew it. We all are, Fairy Witch, we all are. Skrilla said it's all coming together like sweaty budgie. Matt said, continue to bless us with your wisdom. Zan, he took a guess, and Zan says it's a fried pickle. Is it a fried pickle? Is that the meaning of life? That's a good guess, Zan. Matt, I know. Wisdom. Sarah, right? I think it's a fried pickle. I think he's onto something. Oh, meteor shower or sprinkling rain, maybe. Matt's just excited Fauzi's here. He can't even spell wisdom anymore. All right, you guys know what time it is. It's time to go to the night shift at the Sycamore Diner. Don't mind that chupacabra right there. Just ignore that little cutie for a second. Didn't mean to do that. Bisbee's got it. You feel the frickle of rain when the cold sun is out. And then you eat a wind sandwich. The good old wind sandwich. Langley says, I couldn't wait. I already ate my grilled cheese. I love you, Langley. Bookmark, we have no idea. We have no idea. Code words. Secret words that show up in the chat. We're trying to piece them together. Yeah, like Mad Libs. Oh, you did, Erica? Oh, you're so sweet. You know, Erica, if you go to the Bedtime Stories playlist, you don't have to restart. You can just hit shuffle or play all inside the playlist. And there's like a loop button that will loop it all. And you can just listen to it all night back to back. Stardust. Oh, Fauzi said a sandwich would be great. Well, Fauzi, you're in luck. Because this is our grilled cheese sandwich, and this story revolves around a sandwich. And I literally have merch, an entire thing about this sandwich. So, like, Justin's making grilled cheeses right now. He'll make you one. And it doesn't have to be a wind sandwich. You can have a grilled cheese, Fauzi. So, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and eat a cheese sandwich instead of a wind sandwich. Because this is our favorite story of the night. We end every live with this story because it's so funny and cool and good. So sit back and relax, Fauzi. Our Fauzi's the Buddha of the porch. Fauzi's our little Buddha. Yeah, of course, Erica. The playlists are so much easier. Fauzi's our little. He's our seer of the porch. He's like our little. He is making frickles too. Oh, he's making frickles. All right, guys, quick swig, and we're back with the. There we go. He's the oracle. Fauzi's our little oracle. Yeah. Yep. He responded to you, Mary? Oh my God. Let me go look. Yeah, that would be great. Oh my God, what would be great? Hold on. What did you... A wind sandwich. Oh, I thought he wanted a cheese sandwich. But you can have a wind sandwich too. I don't think they serve those at Sycamore Diner, but Mary does. I love that fairy witch. She said, I'm going to start saying what the frickle. By the way, Fauzi, I didn't even tell you that 3 porch pals today said that they used one of your quotes in their day-to-day life today. Somebody told their coworker to go eat a wind sandwich, and they were confused on were they insulting them or not. And they said, wouldn't you like to know? And then who was the other people? 3 people said they used Fauzi's words today in real life because it was so funny. They couldn't get out of their head. Heaven dove. Soup sandwich. Make a wind sandwich merge tea. Mary, you did. Yeah, Mary used it today too. That's how much of an impact you made in one night, Fauzi. The porch bells are using your lingo and like their day to day. Like, go eat a wind sandwich. And the coworker was like, what? What does that mean? He's like, wouldn't you like to know? I love how that happened. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Skrilla said, cry about it, go eat a wind sandwich. It's not letting me pin anybody tonight. Jesus. Guys, I kind of hope that Fauzi's an alien who's like experimenting with TikTok to talk to humans, and he's having so much fun. He's like, you guys, it's working. I think the things I'm saying are making sense. the mirror. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. Fauci, is the mirror your portal? Yes or no? It was late October and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through. 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit, trying to bypass traffic, and ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. Oh, thanks, Sarah. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. Justin's asking Fauci for backup on Earl. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee. Oh my god, that's so cute. Bone and Branch, that was so cute, thank you. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I don't know, it was so cute, right, Deborah? That was so cool. Thanks, Bone and Branch, that was so cute. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. I made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Bone. The air inside was warm, almost too warm. And it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. Thank you, Cam. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. Hi, Steven. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet. Like they weren't expecting me. Like I'd walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth, and the vinyl creaked. I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. Can somebody put the waitress sticker in the chat for Fairy Witch? I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. Thank you, Jade. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard. There it is, girl. There's the beehive. There it is. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes, like they were there but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eyes even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window, and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up, and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast, too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks. But this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table and nodded once and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile, and she walked over collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff, just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring. her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped. Like someone had paused on the entire scene. I took a step back and the jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice, not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest. I turned the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and rain and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there, except for my plate. Still warm and still half-eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in. She raised a hand, and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled, and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it, underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. What in tarnation? I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. One second I was inside, and the next, I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, pulled up with the ceiling missing, parked on the gravel. It didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign. No glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. Just nothing. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone. Not for weeks. Good night, Connor. Thanks, sweet dreams. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. Burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. And everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article, the same checkerboard floor, the same red booths, the same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. Scroll. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Good night, Porch Pals. I love you guys. Thanks, Faust, for hanging out with us tonight. We're so happy you came back. We love you. And you don't have to follow me. You can just type in my name every night, but come back, okay? We'll see you tomorrow. Every night here at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't even know what time zone you're in. It could be morning. I think you're on another planet, though. So, because as soon as we mentioned sandwich, he was like, yes, sandwich, hungry, me, try, sandwich, yes, hungry, sandwich, yum. Like an alien would totally do that. Like, let's try human food, you know? So, Faust, we would love to be friends with whatever you are. So come back tomorrow, okay? And good night, everybody. I love you so much. Thank you for all the cute gifts. Thank you for all the love. And if you guys haven't been able to fall asleep, you can head on over to my YT channel. And there's a playlist over there called Bedtime Stories. You can hit shuffle or play all, and you can just snooze away to all these stories whenever you want. And if you had fun tonight here, don't forget to give me a follow. So if you fall off the porch, you can find us again. I hope you guys have some wonderful dreams. And don't forget, when Jade said, good night, Michaela. Good night, Cloud Dancing. And don't forget, guys, stay spooky.